Alright, what's up y'all? My name's Tim Ream. This is the 53rd day of 75 hard. It's going to be leg day today. I'm just going to get quads on film. I'm going to save hamstrings for the second workout. That being said, probably throw abs and calves in there depending on the time that we got. I would typically do those movements in the beginning, but I'm not going to. I'm just feeling like getting right into quads today, so we're going to probably move pretty rapidly from one exercise to the next, dude, and just keep that good burn and just fucking drive home that, intensity factor. That being said, I'm going to pre-exhaust with a leg extension and then move right over to squats and, get a couple warm-up sets and then just bang this shit out, dude. So, all right, man, let's go. Set a timer. And get some motivational shit going.
You are not on the same mission. You have flipped it. You and them are not cut from the same cloth. You are not on the same mission. You have flipped the switch. You have
this dude here, his name is Bedros Keuilian. I actually subscribed to his channel a while back, but I don't know, some of the stuff he was talking about really wasn't resonating with me too much. Kind of got a little bit repetitive. So I hadn't listened to a lot of it here lately, but this one here came up on my YouTube feed and dude, it like hit home, so I've been listening to it for the past couple of days, just trying to get it inside of me, process it real good. So that's who this is. He's a fucking beast. He got actually he owns I keep wanting to say Planet Fitness, but he owns a franchise.
I want to tell you guys a story about that. Because
I can't think of it off the top of my head. It's like, oh yeah, Fit Body Boot Camp, that's what it is.
And people have been telling me this, that, and the other. And the truth is,
so he's wildly successful.
All right, so a couple days ago I got a voicemail from one of my coaching clients. Bree and Chance Mesquite are my coaching clients. They own this company called Rebel Wax. If you are an esthetician, you are a waxer where you remove hair off people's bodies, then Rebel Wax is the wax you would buy. And they are my coaching clients. Now, Chance is Bree's husband, and Chance is the CEO of the company, and Bree is the founder of the company. She's the front woman, right? She's the one you're going to see on social media, and then Chance runs all the back office stuff. And like I do with many of my coaching clients, when Bree and Chance started working with me, I'm like, listen, how much do you want to build this company up to? And they're like, whatever, $50 million. I'm like, great. What does the $50 million founder and CEO look like? And they're like, well,
Man, I would like to, I'm on the blood and guts routine, and Dorian, he does hamstrings and he does quads in the same workout. And for me, I'm trying to put more focus on my hamstrings, so I'm going to leave that for PM workout. And I feel like I'll get more focus doing that. Just honestly, I don't want to try to put that much fucking movements into one workout. I'd have probably like 10 movements, and all of them would be fucking intense. I want to hit a lot of singles for each of the legs, and I just really can't do it with the quad and hamstring on the same day. So, switching it up just a little bit from that routine to what I think would work best for me here.
Incongruent in terms of their health and fitness goals. And so, for me, personally, when I get a coaching client, we're not just working on making you the millions, but we're also working on two other things. Giving you time freedom. Like if you're making all this money, but you're working in the business and not on the business, you're not leading people, you're doing all the work, and now you don't have time freedom and lifestyle freedom, what the fuck is it for, right? And number two, if you don't have great health and you don't look like the version of yourself that you visualize in your head, then again, what is it for? So you better get in shape, you better be healthy, and you better be a great example to your employees, to your kids, to your family, because business is stressful. And if you want your business stress to not impact you negatively, you better stay fit and athletic and healthy. So Bree and Chance went on this mission, right, of eating right, of exercising regularly, hiring coaches, and on the fitness and nutrition side.
Yeah, I think the thing that like resonated with me the most on this
are like well on their way to their goal. They've lost a massive amount of
this episode here was basically them talking about cutting people out of your life that just don't need to fucking be there. And it's like most of us know deep down
I think I have a personal problem.
Who needs to be in our life and who doesn't, but we allow them.
And he goes on to say,
what are they going to think if I cut them off? Well, I mean, honestly, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, this world's a cause and effect world, and if I keep going around the same people that I'm not, it's going to take away from where I'm going. That's it. So, yes, there's feelings involved, but bottom line, you got to be results driven. And if you're about getting results in the real world, you got to do what it takes. And he just kind of reminded me of that. There's kind of some people I've allowed into my life a little bit that they're good people, but we're just not on the same path. And they don't deserve an explanation. Doesn't deserve any, you know, just need to fucking chop it, really. So I actually plan on doing that today.
And this journey that you take on, whether it's to get fit or to build,
and just tell the person, hey, you gotta back up, and I'm just gonna kind of back up and take off the back door there.
The #1 wax.
Whatever, man, it is what it is.
But building a business that is going to become #1 in the category ain't fucking easy. It takes a lot of work. It requires a lot of discipline, focus, and consistency. And so, what is required of them is to be fit, jacked, and athletic, because we want to build a mental and physical toughness to be able to achieve the financial goals that they want to.
Yeah, when you can get to the point where you don't have to explain yourself.
Where when you start your fitness journey, your business.
I don't know. It's nice, you know.
You're still kind of.
I don't know an explanation. No is a complete
I'll
sentence.
say it that way. You're still acting like an amateur.
I don't really explain myself. I try not to explain myself to people.
You're still eating shitty food. You're staying late, awake at night, watching extra episodes.
Alright, so I'm going to consider that kind of the first set of this whole progression.
And you're executing on things and you're getting better results.
Bump up a little weight here.
On the track that you want to be on, right? And then something happens where like a switch is flipped, right? And then at some point you're like, fuck it, I'm dialing in, I'm locking in. Like that locking in, a moment that happens, you lock in on your nutrition, you lock in on your fitness, you're locking on your training, you're locking on your business, you're locking on
and the thing is too, like my life is so kind of secluded. Like it's just me.
That is what separation sees.
My work, what I do, the gym, my channel, and I basically weeded everything out of my life that just doesn't need to be there. So it's like pretty easy whenever you come up on. You can start sorting things out one at a time whenever you've refined everything, you know? So, like, you know, give it a little chance, kind of gave it a chance, and, yeah, there was some wishful thinking there, maybe, on it, but it's not going to go anywhere, so just it's time to fucking, boom. Got mental energy going towards it whenever it doesn't need to be. Whenever I should be working, whenever I should be doing what I know I should be doing. And that's the biggest thing, I just don't want that. And relationships are gonna take fucking time, and they're gonna take energy, but, you know, there's a lot of, do I gotta fucking bring this relationship up 100 levels, or are they on a level playing field already, or are they even close? So you just gotta decide, and this is too far of a fucking gap.
I ain't got time for small minds. I ain't got time for small people. I don't want to go and hang out on weekends.
Should've known.
I'm like, bro, what you're feeling is right. Don't feel guilty about it. And that's what I want to share with you guys. That's what it really takes to succeed. $1 gets donated to Shriners Children's Hospital with every purchase. Fuck that one up. Learn about the Truly Wellness Shot. Listen, I used to take vitamin D. I used to take vitamin C. Paprika. The Truly Wellness Shot. Look, I used to take paprika. You can't say paprika. You care about your hydration. You want to stay. And I want to send you a pack of 30 Truly Wellness Shots. Did I fuck that one up? I think I fucked that one up.
All right, getting warm.
Truly Wellness Shots make your dick bigger. Vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin D. Who gives a fuck? Try the Truly Wellness Shot. I used to take 11 different supplements in the morning. Things like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, echinacea, ginger, and a whole bunch more. And now it's all included in the Truly Wellness Shot. So go to Truly.com, use code word Bezos, and take advantage of this amazing offer. Now back to the show. You have to be able to separate yourself from the losers in it. You have to be able to separate yourselves from the people in your life who are not achievers. You have to, at some point, live a lonely life. Because there is a season between separating yourself from the losers and the people swimming in the sea of mediocrity, and then finding a new network of high achievers, ambitious people who are truly success-minded. There is a moment in time, that moment may be months, where you're like, fuck man, this is pretty.
This is that heavy sets failure here.
Fitness growth, of financial growth is pretty lonely because I cut out all these people out of my life, but I don't have a new tribe to belong to of people who are like-minded with me. And that's where Chance is. So I was like, bro, do not feel bad about it whatsoever, that you need to feel obligated.
Get the squat machine set up here.
And that's what I want to share with you. Y'all don't have to be obligated to talk to people who you don't want to talk to, that are a waste of time and energy, that aren't on the same page as you, that don't have the same growth trajectory and plans as you. I'm not saying you should be a fucking asshole to them. I'm not saying you should be a jerk to them. I am not saying that you should let them know that you're an elitist and you're a much better human than them, and they're not. But the bottom line is, you and them are not cut from the same cloth. You are not on the same mission. You have flipped the switch. You have decided I'm going to be a better human. I'm going to be a better man, a better woman. I'm going to be a better entrepreneur. I'm going to be a better mother. I'm going to be a better spouse. I'm going to be a better leader. And what are they? They're still binge watching television. They're still goofing off on social media. They're still wasting and killing time. They're still in massive debt. They look like fat, sloppy fucking turds. Y'all don't even fucking jive and vibe on the same energy. Like, why would you think that you should have some level of obligation to connect with them, hang out with them once?
Run this home for 1 set, failure here.
Hang out with them on Thanksgiving. You don't need to.
Probably go into some partial reps.
You're not obligated.
Just to squeeze out as much as we can.
Low intelligence people. What I call
into that failure zone here.
I know this because I was a peasant. I lived the peasant life. I was the guy that was like, hey man, let's just do the bare minimum to pay our bills, to get by, and the rest of the time, let's just fuck around. Let's just fuck around. Let's live a little. Right? Chance and Breer are like, hey, no, we're not going to do that anymore. I did. But there's a sense of growth and the sense of like, having a more balanced life, where I'm able to hang out with these people and do some small talk because I don't like it. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And that's what I want to stress to you, because if you really want to succeed, you have to be able to lock in on your vision. And it takes so much more work and lift than you're used to. You can't just all of a sudden go from being a savage during the week to being this peasant-minded, average, mediocre person who eats under fucking vapes and smokes weed and binge watches television on the weekends, and then
need to put a handle here.
You're gonna kill it, bro. You're not,
thinking about mounting one with a couple self-tapping screws, so I can just keep going and take a little of that pressure off.
You have to get to a place
right there, especially towards the end. Take a couple pounds off of those reps. Squeeze in even more.
I know I am.
Alright, give it just a couple seconds and I'll go right into squats.
Have this visceral physical reaction when I see people living to lower standards, lower self-expectations, playing small, because I'm reminded of who I used to be, and I don't even want to fucking remember that guy. That version of me is dead. That version of me does not exist. That version of me has been put to rest for life. And I want to share that with you because you have to be willing to make the moves where you create distance between you and them. Now, I'm not saying call every single one of these people who are playing small in their lives and they're not on the same path and trajectory as you and say, hey man, you're a loser, I'm an elitist, you're a peasant, so fuck off. I'm not saying that. But what I am telling you is you got to slowly start separating yourself. You've got to slowly stop sending back those text messages and going to those invitations of goofy things that, you know, overconsumption of alcohol and food and television and gossiping and rumors and wasting time, and then realizing like I fucking did nothing productive here. I did nothing. I am not a fucking worthy person to be able to live here. Like, what is your self-worth? My self-worth comes from achievement. My self-worth comes from creating. My My self-worth comes from overcoming the hard things in my life that allow me to make more money and stay in shape and provide for my kids and take care of my employees and my teams. My self-worth comes from like having this vision in my mind's eye what this fucking immigrant wants from this world, and then literally unfolding the game plan and achieving it. On the days that I used to fucking goof off on the weekends, or I used to take shortcuts, or just did enough to get by, but not enough to meet my own self-standards and expectations, those days I would feel like shit. And so why would you want to actively hang out with people who have low standards, who have low expectations of themselves, who don't hold themselves to the same level of discipline that you do? I mean, we've all heard that you're a byproduct of the people that you hang out with the most. You think like you're so mentally tough that you're like, no, but not me. I could somehow hang out with losers but still be a winner. That's not what they will have some emotional impact on you. They will have mental impact on you. They will somehow have wear and tear on your mind. I stopped going to weddings. I stopped going to fucking funerals. I stopped going to birthday parties. I stopped going to fucking Super Bowl parties. Like, those are all, like, why am I gonna go root for a team that I don't even fucking own? Why do people wear fucking jerseys with another man's name on the back and another man's number on the back? Like, what are the stats of this athlete and that football team and that basketball team? And that
Do kind of one more warm-up set here.
Stats of your own fucking business.
I'm going to heavy set to failure.
You don't know what your profit margins are.
Trying to eliminate as much junk volume as I can. But if I don't feel like I'm totally warmed up or connected with the muscle in my mind on those first warm-up sets, and I feel like I kind of pre-exhausted pretty good before I go into the heavy set to failure, then I'll take the time I need. But typically I like getting that junk volume out of there and collapsing everything down into just a lot of fucking intense movements for very short times.
I don't know any one person who has achieved a high level,
with not a whole lot of time in between.
Physically, mentally, financially.
This is going to be
without going all in.
5 exercises for quads.
Right?
Nothing crazy.
Like, yeah, but what if,
just movements at work.
What are you gonna do?
And I seen it was on a short video yesterday, one of the YouTube shorts. They were talking about how there's actually, well, I guess that makes sense, 4 muscles in your quads, and it kind of broke down the anatomy of them. And
momentum on a Monday and a Tuesday.
Not saying I will, but I'd like to look into that a little bit more just to kind of get an idea of the actual anatomy of what's going on in there and how they work. I feel like the clearer you can get, the more exercises you could probably craft to get more targeted on those specific areas. Because I'm sure it's kind of one of those things where if one of them is stronger than the other, then the one that's weak becomes the limiting factor. So, you know, you start to kind of get unbalanced in some of those, I would suspect. Just thinking out loud, but not that it's probably a huge like bottleneck for me right now, but just thinking, processing it. All right, one more warm-up set. Maybe.
People who are massively extreme.
Yep.
Tolerance for gossip, for small talk, for fucking things that are not in their wheelhouse. I'm not gonna do anything other than focus on the things that I value the most. My health, my family, my business, the people that I love. That's it. What else is there? How much more time do I have? Any other time is going to be dedicated to my own personal growth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, those bottom, just staying in that bottom part of the movement on that warm-up set did it. I feel like my quads are good. Alright, this will be a heavy set to failure then.
Be in debt, they want you to be dependent, they want you to slow down and vice yourself and addict yourself to alcohol and drugs and food. They want you to live a little and have fun. What's wrong with a little bit of alcohol. I'll tell you what's wrong with a little alcohol. It's fucking poison. I don't care how little alcohol you have. Oh, I like the taste of bourbon. You've never tasted double malt scotch. Shut the fuck up with your fucking I do it for the taste, or you've never had good red wine with steak. Guess what, motherfucker? It's still poison. It will still cost you physically and mentally over the long haul. There's enough studies that show that poison over the long haul will dull out your senses, your cognitive abilities, your memory, increases the chances of dementia, no matter how little of this poison that you have. So how effective is living a little? Like, how effective is going to a fucking weekend football game and watching a party and diving into this game, eating something layer dips, stuffing yourself with fucking Tostitos or whatever the fuck you weirdos eat, only to fucking feel like shit later, to have no energy, feel like a sloth, and then come Monday, where you're anxious, you're depressed, you're overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. Why? Because you broke momentum. You broke momentum. You had this amazing inertia that you had built up all week long, and then, fuck it, it's Friday, let's live it. I'm not saying downtime, but structure your downtime where you still feel like you have some level of momentum, that you're still growing in your business, in your personal development, in your fitness. Why should you have to sacrifice the weekend, knowing that you're built differently? You are. If you're listening to this and you're like, look, I don't care about being fit and healthy. I don't care about having high levels of self-mastery and personal development. I don't care about emotional discipline. Quite frankly, I love being a emotionless human being that's unpredictable and broke and dependent on the system. And quite honestly, the fact that I live in a hovel and, well, it's kind of a better part of the community that I live in. I watch my back. But you know what? I enjoy the lifestyle that I have. Cool, man. I just keep watching my shit, listening to my shit, and make no other changes. But if you're that person that's like, man, I'm gonna flip the switch, I'm gonna create the separation season for myself, I'm telling you, it's absolutely okay to start distancing yourself from the people and the things that do not serve your end goal. And if your end goal is to make more money, to be a great example to your kids of humanity, to be able to live fit and healthy and active, to be able to have financial freedom, and to have peace of mind and mental emotional toughness, that requires so much work that you have to separate yourself from the losers, period. And friends, if you want to separate yourself from the losers in your life, and if you want to really figure out what success looks like and what a blueprint of success with making more money, more meaning, and higher levels of self-mastery is concerned, then I want you to come to Bedrose Cooling Live September 13th and 14th in Scottsdale, Arizona. For 2 whole days in Scottsdale, Arizona, I'll be to you. I'm bringing 13 speakers who are all amazing in the areas of making money, having meaning, and developing self-mastery, because I want you to walk away with a game plan to ignite your life, to be able to find your purpose.
Catch my breath, and we're going to go into Romanian deadlift. It's more of a hamstring workout, but now that I've pretty exhausted quads, they'll be firing. I feel it tomorrow. Plus, I don't want to do them at the gym tonight for hamstring, so I'm gonna fucking blast them now. I don't like doing that movement there. It's just a fucking Smith machine, and I just don't like it. Do some adductors, leg curls, bunch of those, seated leg curls, and a bunch of singles. Might do abs, I don't fucking know. I need to do abs today. Okay. Breath caught.
I'll see you next time. Make a commitment to stop the thing that's destroying you and start the thing that's going to kill you. Welcome to the Bedrose Cooling Show. Hey guys, welcome to the Bedrose Cooling Show. My name is Bedrose Cooling. Today we've got a great show teed up for you, and this is for all of you who have your chips on the table. In other words, all your chips are down. You've hit rock bottom. What do you do next? And this is actually a show that was inspired by a gentleman I met in Plantation, Florida, just outside of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And at a UFC gym out there in Plantation, Florida. Shout out to all of you in Fort Lauderdale and Plantation. And this gentleman came up to me and he's like, dude, I've read your book, podcast, and I want to let you know that just a few years ago, I had hit rock bottom, and all the chips were down. I'm like, dude, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, I was in the military, and I was a field medic, and I got out of the military, and I became a nurse, and as I started to take that COVID-19 vaccine, I chose not to, and so I had to quit my nursing job at the hospital. And so I found myself in a position where I gained weight, debt, and unsure of my path and purpose, and started to really get down and depressed.
One warm-up set, which I just did.
Showed me a picture.
We got all-out sets failure here.
And I think if memory serves right, he's like
pretty sure with grip strength,
90 pounds.
I could do more with straps, but
Current picture,
I want to make sure I'm
abs coming out. I mean,
bringing my grip strength up on this movement a bit. I should be able to hold on to more,
pounds, and he's
but I ain't really.
I think
It is what it is.
Andy Priscilla's 75
All right.
right now. And he's like, man, between listening to Andy's show and your show and reading your book, like this thing has transformed my life. I got myself at rock bottom. And I got to thinking that rock bottom isn't just a place that you're at if you're addicted to drugs, alcohol. When we think about it, it's typically a byproduct of drugs or alcohol. Something is wrong because of an addiction. Everything around you fall apart. Your work, your family, your sense of mission and purpose, and you are just at the very bottom of addiction. And as Lauren here said a second ago, when you're at that place, you can't see 10 feet ahead of you. And someone's like, here's the first step. You're like, I can't even see the first half step, let alone the first step. And so I wanted to make this video, this episode, this podcast for you guys because I think I can help.
Last two exercises of this movement
where your chips are all out.
are the same movement,
And you don't know
but it's just a variation.
And it doesn't matter if it's a bypass.
Basically just driving home all the work
alcohol, or if it's
that we just did for quads. So it's gonna be leg extensions one more time,
and you know what you should
one more set to failure,
waking up on time.
and it's gonna be single leg extensions.
You're screen sucking too much. You are not drinking your water, you're not getting sunlight, you're not exercising, you're not eating right, and you're not surrounding yourself with positive, success-minded people. You instead hit the vape pen, maybe there's alcohol, maybe there's a string of bad decisions, maybe you're just lazy. Whatever it is that got you to rock bottom, whatever it is that got you to this place where all the chips are down, there is a way out. But when you're there, it's hard to see the top of the staircase. So it's hard to see that first step, isn't it? And I share that with you because after meeting this gentleman in Plantation, Florida, at that UFC gym, I realized that rock bottom shows up in many ways in people's lives, man. It could be a byproduct of a life ambush, you know? My friend Jason Redmond calls it a life ambush. You know, if you know his story, he's a retired Navy SEAL. He got himself a Purple Heart after getting shot up while he was shot across the body, through the face, blew out his orbital plate, he was shot in the arm. It took maybe 40 surgeries over a 2.5 year period to piece Jason back together again. From a titanium faceplate to all the different skin grafts. He found himself in a life ambush, right? He and his Navy SEAL buddies are the predators. They're the ones going to get the bad guys on that particular mission. But instead, he finds himself on the X. Now, Jason's got a strong mindset. He's got a strong support system. And if you know anything about Jason, if you read any of his two books, you know that he overcame and persevered through. The best thing you could do is to get off the X of ambush. But life ambushes can come in many ways. When you come home and the spouse is like, hey, I want a divorce. Maybe you get a phone call, mom and dad got into a car accident. Maybe a string of bad decisions in business put you in a massive debt. Maybe, just maybe, the traumas that you haven't healed from as a kid are constantly haunting you. And you're in a place where you can only use alcohol and drugs to escape the pain. And the more you do that, the greater the addiction and dependency grows. And you find yourself hiding your addictions from your family, from your boss, from your coworkers, from your business partners. I don't know how rock bottom shows up for you, but I can tell you there's a way out. And that's what this episode is about. So I want to tell you something. Back in 2012, 2013, in that era, I found myself in my own version of a rock bottom. All the chips were out. We're all down. I have nothing more. Now at that time, I'd watched the camp a year earlier. I had underestimated how much work it would take to launch a successful business. So the $80,000 we spent to franchise was just a fraction of what was needed to continue to grow the Fit Body Bootcamp brand. It is not the mega franchise that it is today. Back then, there were a handful of locations. Back then, we didn't have processes and systems. Back then, we didn't have the predictable marketing strategies. Back then, we didn't have operation teams, compliance teams, sales teams, leadership teams like we do today. Today, Fit Body Bootcamp thrives as a byproduct of having persevered through the adversity that was laid at my feet. Some as a byproduct of me underestimating exactly what it would take to launch a successful mega brand, and some as a byproduct of really stupid decisions on my part. I have to own up to those. And so when we didn't have enough money to continue to grow, I had to refinance and pull money out of my house. And you can imagine what that would do to your relationship with your spouse. If you're constantly pulling money out of the house, throwing it into a business that's just eating up that money and demanding more to continue to grow, and you don't know how much more it needs and where you're going to find the rest of that money. But if you don't feed it, it is the end.
I can do abs at the gym tonight.
And so I had gotten to
I got more. The equipment's sufficient for there. I'm gonna do abs there. Finish this workout. Drive calves home. The gym really ain't got the equipment for it. So
me and my business
do it here.
Started Fit Body Bootcamp at the time. At each other's throats.
God damn.
Honestly, I can't wait. I think this is what rock bottom is. When you don't see it, rock bottom is the absence of hope. And only looking back now, I realized what had happened was I had given up. I had given up and growing Fit Body Bootcamp, and I subconsciously committed to the idea that I would all the road. Now, if you read my book, Man Up, another year, I had a massive panic attack, right? Remember, I told you in my book that I thought I was having a heart attack. I thought that at age 38, 11 years ago from today, at age 38, I thought I was having a heart attack and I was dying. What I didn't realize was this was the first of many panic attacks. And it was because I was so overwhelmed, I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me in terms of a decision to make that was going to give me any kind of hope to resurrect Fit Body Bootcamp, to right the wrongs, to be able to get the business on track without having to keep selling assets. Hell, I had a 2011 Nissan GTR. At the time, that was my dream car. I bought that Nissan GTR, literally drove it to SP Engineering out here off the 60 freeway in LA, and spent another $25,000 getting that bad boy souped up, man. Downpipes, cat, exhaust, fuel injectors, air intake.
Yep.
The
It's too fucking much on my knees.
A whole bunch of other shit.
It's one reason I don't like having calves in there or quads.
The price point of that new GTR.
My knees are fucking shaking from quads. I can't even hardly stand up. I'm gonna do seated calf raises and drive it home like that. I'll do as many sets as I got to hit that 45-minute mark.
I had so much debt that had accumulated because in that time, my quarterly taxes, payroll were due in the same month, and I realized there's no more money I can take out of the house. Payroll and quarterly taxes are due, and the only way I can make both of those happen is if I sell this training car. And that's exactly what I did. And I sold it for a big loss. And it was a massive regret at the time, but it was the only decision I could make. And so I share this with you because there was a time I was just waiting for everything to collapse around me. And it doesn't make me happy to say this, and it's not something that I'm proud of here, but I would literally sit
Oh my God.
and listen to Howard Stern, and he would, he had a great show. I would listen to Howard Stern. He's a great radio personality, and he would entertain me. And looking back now, I realized all I was doing was just waiting out the collapse of my relationship, of my health, because I wasn't sleeping at night. I was always anxious. I was going to the gym.
Oh my God, dude.
Do a couple of reps and then go back to my truck and then just fall asleep in the parking lot. I wasn't eating right. I was emotionally eating. And so I found myself that everything's about to fall apart. My health, my relationship, my money, my business, my mindset. And so I was just entertaining myself with Howard Stern. Like, what an unfortunate way to give up, right? Lucky for me, he had a guest on the show, and Howard Stern was interviewing this guy named Howard Wasden. Howard Wasden had, and the year was probably, 2013, which was 2 years earlier. Howard Wasden had written a book called Memoirs of a Navy SEAL Sniper, or maybe it's Memoirs of an Elite Navy SEAL Sniper. And as it turns out, Howard Wasden was a member of SEAL Team 6 during that time of Black Hawk Down in Africa. And he was a sniper out there in Mogadishu. And he's being interviewed by Howard Stern, and I'm paying attention. Man, this guy's got a book. Then Howard Stern says, guys, if you like the stuff we're talking about here, and you want to read a really good book, you ought to go buy his book. Well, listen, man, I'm a Howard Stern fan, and Howard Stern makes a recommendation. I'm going to go do it. He recommended a book. I liked the interview. I went and bought Howard Wasden's book on the spot. Started my Tahoe, went to Barnes & Nobles, bought the book, started reading it. Now, keep in mind, every day I'm sitting in my truck, just waiting for the imminent collapse of Fit Body Boot Camp, of my life, of my relationship. My physique was already gone. I'd put on like 35 pounds in that time.
Probably have an off day tomorrow.
You wonder why I'm always up your ass about doing something.
It's a good idea.
Get yourself back in shape.
Especially on like bigger body parts you're wanting to grow, like back and legs.
More about that in just a moment.
You got a day after, just to kind of actually give those muscle groups right there sufficient time to heal before you go into the next split or consecutive days of training.
As they are becoming Navy SEALs.
So probably honestly be smart to have one.
Clear the stress.
Just do like lower stuff, like
at least my stress.
Forearms or shrugs or maybe something like that. Nothing like too systemically fucking
the choice to become Navy SEALs. I was going
stimulating and demanding.
Their own version of a suck.
Do some cardio.
Once they become a Navy SEAL,
out the sun. Alright.
They can lose their life.
Fuck, dude, those fucking quads, those sets got me right there, especially those last two. Leg extensions.
From some of the mistakes they make, right?
Alright.
And so as I'm reading this book, I'm learning all about
lactic acid settled a little bit now.
Like literally taking all things we were doing prioritizing.
These first two, right? Sets of calf raises were fucking brutal right there.
And then executing.
Oh.
I'm learning how to communicate. I'm learning what a mission is. Not just a mission as in battle, but what is my mission as an entrepreneur? When was the last time I shared my vision and my mission for Fit Body Bootcamp for this baby little company that I built with my team? I hadn't. Back then, you asked me, hey, how many locations do you want? I would have said a lot. Well, when do you want to buy? As soon as possible. That's not a vision. That's not a mission, right? A proper mission is...
This right here is kind of against my training style in theory.
And these are the things
But I kind of envision myself, I know I'm repetitive on this 400-pound gorilla doing a one-arm pull-up. But that's really what I always refer to in my mind. To, you know, sort out how much volume I should be doing. The gorilla is not doing reps in the gym. Not in the gym for 2 hours. He's just doing a couple intense sets. Yeah, you don't see him doing reps in the gym. He's just doing one intense fucking set. And that's it, you know, a couple reps. But basically, I'm wanting to demonstrate to you guys that, like, how little of volume that it actually takes to get big. And just imagine this: I come in, have 5 or 6 workouts for back, and I put as heavy a fucking weight on the stack as I possibly can, and I drive it home until complete failure and beyond. Like, just total fucking exertion, dude, on one heavy fucking set. And you do that for about 5 or 6 exercises. Heavy fucking movements, just fucking raw weight on your body. And basically, I mean, at that point, you can't tell me there's not going to be an adaptive response, bro. And especially over time, if you do that over time, bro, you're going to get fucking big. Like, you're basically, like, taking your body into a headlock and saying, like, you're gonna fucking grow. Like, you fucking demand of it, you know? And you're just exposing your body to just raw fucking weight until you can't go anymore. But you're doing it, might take, you know, 30 minutes to do that, you know? So you're moving from one exercise to the next pretty quick. And that right there, I'm telling you, dude, it will fucking do it, bro. Especially if you're doing, like, you know, 6 to 12 reps, and you're in that 8 and 10 and 12 reps, just literally where you can't squeeze any more out. In that fucking range right there. You're fucking just putting so much raw stress on your body that it has no other choice but to grow. And that's really what I'm wanting to get across, that you don't need a lot of fucking volume. You just need raw, heavy fucking weight, and you're fucking just testing your body's fucking peak ability every fucking time. And that's what's gonna do it, man. It's really what I'm wanting to demonstrate in these videos. Coming from off of a back surgery and shit, to like build my physique up over like 2 years with that method. I'm excited to see where it's going to be, and I'm excited to show you guys, so I know it's going to fucking work. It has been working, so it's like I'm on the right path. It's just a time thing. Alright. Basically, if this is a regular calf day, I'd hit like 1 or 2 heavy fucking sets on standing calves, and then 1 or 2 heavy sets to failure, and those are warm-up sets, and then 1 heavy fucking set to failure on these calves on both exercises. I do think you need to get about 5, probably, I'd say honestly about 4 or 5 sets to failure per muscle group is going to be sufficient. And that's even, you know, maybe bigger muscles, maybe 1 or 2 extra exercises, but no more than 7 per body part. Smaller body parts, probably 5 is sufficient, like triceps and biceps. Alright, we're going to fucking, let's take this one to failure here.
They find a shovel and they start digging more.
Then be done with it.
Like, you know what? I know this is rock bottom. I think I can dig myself into a deeper hole. I'll continue to not work out. I'll continue to not get sleep. I won't get something. I will eat like an idiot. I'll keep drinking. I'll keep addicted to the vape, to whatever drugs. I'll keep rubbing one out to pornography. How long will you use those escapes when you're at rock bottom until you decide to make a really bad decision? And that's what this guy in Plantation, Florida was telling me. He was like, dude, I was ready to check out. Understand? Matt, I don't know where you guys are in life right now. I don't know if you're rock bottom. I don't know if you've been hanging out with and I don't know if it's alcohol, addiction to drugs. I don't know if it's a byproduct of a relationship. So you've just been trying to do everything wrong because you are just focused on sabotaging your life because you refuse to heal from your shit from when you were a kid. How long will you stay here? And how long until you decide that you're going to check out like this guy was about to?
You know, and I'm talking about the volume aspect I just said. That doesn't take a lot to stimulate growth.
For you. It was inspired by him.
If you do that as a natural bodybuilder, every other day, we're like 2 on, 1 off,
Let's talk about that.
and have like a 4-day split, basically where you work everything within 4 days. Doing it 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, and that's your whole split. You're gonna fucking see results if you keep that volume low, but if you think you're gonna come in here and do a shitload of fucking sets per workout, for one, you're probably gonna burn yourself out over time because it's just gonna be too grueling. Because for one, you're gonna run yourself right into the ground. You don't have the recovery ability, and whenever you don't see results, it's not gonna be worth it to come in here and push yourself like that. And you're basically trying to grow all in one day. But if you just come in here and just fucking push it to the max with about 5 or 6 different exercises, boom, go home. Whenever you come in here and you do the same the next day, after a week or so, you're like, damn, I'm fucking stronger. Like, fuck yeah. Like, there's a totally different mindset. And the volume's low, your body can actually compensate to it as a natural. People got to understand that as a natural bodybuilder versus an enhanced bodybuilder, your routines have to be completely different. The people you see that are jacked as fuck, you can't copy their fucking routine as a natural, especially for the amount of volume. It's just gonna fucking wear you out. It's gonna be like a door that you hit with an axe. One time might be okay, but the more you hit it, you're just gonna demolish the door, you know? You want to stimulate, not fucking destroy. So, you know, that briefer set where you're just exposing your body to raw fucking weight is the fucking best, man. I'm fucking telling you, as a natural, man. But anyways, okay. The last portion of that, dude, I was fucking slacking a little bit, dude, because I'd burned out my quads so fucking bad. And it took me, hell, that took me probably 5 or 6 minutes just to fucking recover from that last couple sets there. That's what I'm talking about too. But anyways, that was day 53. I really appreciate you guys. The people who are engaging with me in the comments, I really appreciate that. You guys got, some of you got some good stuff to say. That being said, if you like the way I take you through the workouts, please share, like, and subscribe. If you don't, all good, dude. You know, we'll part as friends. But yeah, that was day 53, quads and calves. All right, man, I'll see you guys later.